Some of you really thought I'd be gone forever, didn't you? No, I didn't delete any videos. No, I didn't rage bait the terms of service, but I got a lot to catch you guys up on. So treat this video as a little refresher, a reintroduction, or the start of Season 3. Because, well, Hellfire's back, you fucktards.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game.
There's a lot of room to improve. So here's to hoping that Gearbox can fill those gaps and make an amazing Borderlands game. I'm making a list of ones at Borderlands 4 and I'm gonna make a video on it. If yours was already said, like that comment. Less legendary drops, pearls, dedicated drops, and a harder game mode. Oh my god, I just got a Cobra. No fucking way. No fucking way I got my 10th Cobra. I got a legendary blue midget nomad. No, dude. Man. No, I swear to God. Oh shit, a pearl. Hey, a jackal. Fuck yeah. Top 5 worst types of Borderlands players. Top 5 misconceptions in Borderlands 2. Top 5 hardest bosses in Borderlands history. Are Borderlands fans too harsh? Have faith in Borderlands 4. One day when I have children of my own and they ask, Dad, what's Borderlands? I hope my explanation doesn't start with, well, it was good, or I wish you could have played it back then. As more has come out and the days have progressed, I've started to just feel more and more whatever about it, as they haven't given us anything to sink our teeth into yet, and I'm going to be patient. I'm not wishing for the game to be a brutal failure. I just don't even feel anything for the game anymore. Yes, I want it to succeed, but I'm tired of wasting energy thinking that it will, when all signs are pointing to the complete opposite. As sometimes, feeling no way at all about something is actually worse than loving or hating it.
Sabotage! I knew this day would come!
We're here to focus on Gearbox Software, developing studio of the massive franchise. They've had the highs of Snoop Dogg blunts.
Can I get a picture with you?
Any plans for the holidays?
Let me get a photo with you. Can I get a picture?
Oh, here we go.
Yo.
Here we go. Hey, you know, about to hit this.
Fuck fast. Don't be
All the way up to the mids that make us forget how to hit the piece, so you just start, well, literally hitting it.
Is that tank glass?
If someone who's alive, could they just take that? Why is it still coming? That's tar. It's long. Why is it still coming? Shine it out. Hey, you right, man. That is enough.
It could have been great, but unfortunately, it's the worst movie that I've ever watched in theaters and not walked out of. I hated it. I really fucking did. Borderlands 4 might be cooked. It's become obvious to everyone that the widespread appeal and money are clearly favored over just creating a good game. And a part of this comes down to the hunger being gone. The times of scratching to make the next big game and make a name for themselves is over. The first 2 games already did that. And yeah, a lot of that team that was involved with those 2 games aren't even involved with Gearbox anymore. Gearbox silences Borderlands 4 criticism. Borderlands 4 open world confirmed? The head writer of the Borderlands franchise is a fucking dumbass.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
With the brand new information that I'm about to get into, it's pretty clear to me that Borderlands 4 is in trouble. And then you fast forward today, and then you really look back on it, and I'm just sitting here like, well, you see. The problem is, I tried to warn you. And you may think it's some kind of joke right now, but unfortunately, it's all too true.
Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. No, no.
To be honest, I think most of the Borderlands movie showings are going to have empty theaters anyway.
From the north and south and east.
In the coming weeks and months, you're going to hear a lot more exciting things about Borderlands 4. So, yeah.
Some
That's some bullshit. Borderlands 4 is confirmed to be an open world game at this point. If we're going to be able to fly ships to a whole other planet in the background, then what does that tell you?
I think the game would benefit a lot going back to a non-open world system, and instead go back to these like condensed, you know, busy maps that are fun to walk through.
Now when it comes to the loot, I gotta be honest. The first thing I want to say is it reminds me a good bit. Wonderlands and BO3 items.
How does it make you feel? It doesn't matter how it makes you feel!
I need to be 100% transparent with you all. Borderlands is dying, and now Borderlands 4 flopped. I tried to warn you.
Some say believing God is foolish. I think their heart's hella ghoulish. They should be fucked with a pool stick.
So, it's been a little bit, and the first thing I want to get off my chest is, I'm sorry. Sorry for half a year of no uploads, and believe me when I say that the off season was not supposed to be this long. Also, before you even ask, this is why Borderlands 2 is your background footage for today. Granted, I didn't tell you guys what the poll was for. I literally just put a shrug emoji, but I'm in belief that no matter what I said there, Borderlands 2 was always going to beat Borderlands 4, no matter what the title or prompt was of the poll. Also, if I'm being honest, every time I get on Borderlands 4 to get gameplay, I just get depressed. So you know what, fuck it, Borderlands 2 it is. And I want to start off the video today with this statement. Perception is a very weird thing, and while most people on a day-to-day basis don't ever really care to think about how we're being perceived by the average person, I find it important to remember that everyone you interact with, and even some people that you don't interact with, will all have a very different idea of who you are as a person compared to what you think of yourself. I just enjoy making videos here on YouTube, the same way other people like to make movies or books, albums, and many other forms of media. With that though comes opinions and different perspectives, as when you're doing something as widespread or up to interpretation as videos, everyone is going to take different messages and ideas from said videos and interpret it however they want to. And just like with the other forms of content that I mentioned earlier, whether it be music or movies or whatever, that's kind of the beauty of it. This might even speak to you, whoever happens to be sitting there listening to this video right now, whether it's like you like drawing, or maybe you want to be in a TV show one day, you want to act. Maybe you want to do welding. Is there something like that that you're into? Whatever the case may be, you put your creations out there, and no matter what headspace you were in when you were making it, or whatever message you had in mind with them at the time, other people are going to see that, and they're going to take many different meanings from it. And no matter what your perception of me is after those 5 minutes that opened us up here today, just know that I appreciate you being here, and hopefully this video will give you a better understanding. But now that we've got ourselves reacclimated, how am I feeling about Gearbox's latest flop, Borderlands 4? I covered it for 2+ years before it came out, and if you're at all familiar with me, you'll know that I wasn't exactly shy about the fact that I knew that this game was always going to be a disaster. Now don't take this as me trying to act like I'm some kind of prophet or a messiah, because if anyone with a brain cell has been paying attention to Gearbox and the Borderlands franchise, you knew that this game was always going to cause issues. Made with about double the money as Borderlands 3, that would put Borderlands 4 somewhere around a $300 million budget, and so far they've made about 150 million. Keep in mind, this isn't counting the marketing and promotional campaigns, then all the different shit that they have to pay for, or you know, they're also going to have to pay out Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, all these different fucking places that they distributed the game to. Point being, they're even less than half from breaking even on the investment that they put into this game.
Okay, we are cooked.
And before we get into that financial flop, the safe story, bad performance issues, lackluster multiplayer, the drop rates that were way too high with legendaries popping out like candy on Halloween. Before we get into all that, we need to talk about some rumors regarding yours truly. While some of you may have never heard of me until this video today, I can assure you that if you were to look up my name on the Borderlands 2 Reddit, you'd probably be convinced that I'm the Hitler of Borderlands YouTube. With accusations of me, quote, spreading misinformation, I've apparently deleted my own videos. That one is extra funny to me because if anyone does delete their content, it actually does nothing besides fuck your channel, as deleting content shows up as negative or deleted views from your YouTube channel. This would easily land my channel in the graveyard, as YouTube doesn't exactly push channels that get no views. And the same goes for channels that show negative views. So no, I didn't delete any of my content. As you can see, it's all still right here, but I would love to see the proof that I did, because we've got 1,000+ people who just took a look at this random comment and went ahead and pressed the upvote on it. So there's gotta at least be a couple of screenshots out there of my channel with these videos here that I made on the terms of service deleted off of my channel. So until these imaginary screenshots from our Reddit retards decide to resurface, we can go ahead and just touch on the rest of this comment. Quote, there were some YouTubers spreading false information that the EULA was updated with spyware. So of course people review bombed Borderlands 2 without checking for sure if it was true. Now for one, yes, the terms of service and privacy policy were updated, not the EULA. I'll go ahead and show the difference between the two on screen right now. Secondly, the only thing false that was ever uttered in my entire TOS testimonies, which yes, I have a playlist if you want to check out any of those videos, was me calling it, quote, spyware, which I said one time in the third video in this series, long after thousands of others were already calling it that. And regardless of that though, I shouldn't have called it that, as there is technically no spyware in the Borderlands code. Low-key can't even play BL2 without quality of life mods anymore. The modding scene has went above and beyond for this game, and it prolonged its longevity and replayability tenfold. If I get banned for using mods on a game that came out over a decade ago, I'm done with this franchise for good. The last two games were shit anyway. I'm telling you, people are fed the fuck up, and they're tired of the spyware being put into the games that they have owned for a decade plus. And for that mistake, I do want to sincerely apologize, because it was a dumb mistake. A lot of times when I'm making my videos here on the channel, yes, I do have some notes here in front of me, but a lot of times I'm reacting to comments or reacting to a news article and I go off the cuff. And while reading a lot of the comments of people reacting to the terms of service shit, they were comparing it to spyware, calling it that, and basically I ended up damn near gaslighting myself into believing that there was spyware in the game. And yes, I was the first person to bring attention to this mess of a topic, but in no way did I ever state in my initial coverage of the terms of service that was added to the Borderlands games in 2025 that you should delete your Borderlands games. I never said that you should review bomb all of the Borderlands games, yet my videos still caused it. So I'm here to clear up any confusion, questions, or concerns that you have with me. And if I'm being 100% transparent with you, when it comes to me calling it spyware, the data collections in this TOS are akin to that of spyware. While no code has been changed to implement it, they're still taking your info and they can do with it whatever they please given the circumstances. Now, the internet had another big bone to pick with me, as Mutahar even stepped in to take a look at the situation, and there's one clip that I need to dispute from Muta, as it not only paints me in a false light, but it makes it seem as if I said something that I actually did not say.
Now inside Hellfire's video, he kind of talks about kernel anti-cheats, and I want to play this section really quickly.
That they're going to try banning people from making glitch videos when BL4 comes out. Trust me, I know, it won't stop people, but on top of everything, that's a priority for them, I guess. As Stereo Lotus mentioned to me, everything being explained here lines up with kernel anti-cheat. Kernel level anti-cheat systems are designed to detect and prevent cheating in online games by monitoring.
Now, the thing about it is that would be all fine and dandy if you can prove that Borderlands uses a kernel anti-cheat, which it does not.
Now, I don't think this was at all on purpose, but he makes it sound like I said kernel level anti-cheat was already in the games. But if you watch the exact clip from the video that he's reacting to, you'll hear that I said it lines up with kernel level anti-cheat, not that it's already in the games. As Stereo Lotus mentioned to me, everything being explained here lines up with kernel anti-cheat.
That would be all fine and dandy if you can prove that Borderlands uses a kernel anti-cheat.
Lines up.
Which it does not.
Lines up with kernel anti-cheat.
That would be all fine and dandy if you can prove that Borderlands uses a kernel anti-cheat.
Now yes, I can 100% see how this can be misinterpreted and viewed the way that some ordinary gamers saw it while he was doing his reaction video, but the only thing that I meant by it was, hey, they could easily add kernel level anti-cheat in the future with these new terms of service, as it does line up. And as we saw with Borderlands 4 on PC, being explained here lines up with kernel anti-cheat.
The thing about it is that would be all fine and dandy if you can prove that Borderlands uses a kernel anti-cheat.
That is interesting, isn't it?
The next thing I saw a lot that is the furthest from true was that the terms of service have never changed.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
And just to keep this short here, because this isn't what this video is supposed to be about, that is not true. And no matter how you want to chalk it up, collecting all this data on screen right now, go ahead, read it all, read it off to yourself, just to play a single player game that most of us have owned for over a decade is absolutely absurd and unnecessary for the types of games that these are. While I'd love to sit here and show you every difference in the old terms and the 2025 documents, we'd be here all damn day. And this video is about Borderlands 4. So again, I apologize if you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about and you're just like, okay, dude, are you ever going to get to the point? Yes, I promise I am going to get to Borderlands 4. But before we get to Borderlands 4, I gotta add one more thing, because we also have the community manager who says that she too doesn't care for terms of service agreements, but that she also wouldn't trust a YouTuber to read them. She would trust a YouTuber to make clickbait though. Ma'am, for you, I'll go ahead and start using black screens with Microsoft Paint. Maybe that'll grab the audience's attention. But no, seriously, am I supposed to make my titles and thumbnails like unclickable or something? Is that the new meta in 2025, 2026? I've never quite understood how clickbait went from being a way to define a video that had absolutely nothing to do with the title or thumbnail, to now that if you just have an engaging title or thumbnail, like, you know, mine for example, it's also considered clickbait, as all three of these videos are discussing exactly what the titles and thumbnails promise you. With that being said, Noel, if you ever want to @ me, it's at Hellfire1948 on Twitter. You can just @ me if you ever want to talk your shit. But if you're saying you trust me to make good clickable content, then I appreciate the compliment, and I hope you have a nice day. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to revisit that chapter another time, because there's a lot more to talk about in regards to that fiasco, and even though it has plenty to do with Borderlands 4, the topic of today's video and the intro that you saw before I cut in here is about the latest entry in the Borderlands franchise. The newest flop in the pond, or that last bag of trash that you took to the dumpster. The current shit that you're taking while watching this video. Okay, you get the point. But yeah, man, what do you even want me to say? Like, am I supposed to sit here and say I told you so? Because it just doesn't feel good, to be honest with you, which probably sounds weird coming from me, but I know some of you probably expected me to just be celebrating the disaster of a game, as Borderlands 4 pretty much bled its player count quicker than a cracked out Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, we haven't got our first story DLC yet, and I say that in air quotes, but that's only because the original DLC that we got for free just like, what, a month ago by now, it was actually supposed to be paid content.
Does that deserve a comment?
Are you gonna say that to me?
Does that deserve a comment?
You know, the one with the god-awful boss fight that no one even cared to jump back on the game for? Yeah, that DLC. It was supposed to be a paid piece of content. Unfortunately for Shitbox, they realized that it wouldn't have got maybe 45 buys or so, and they went ahead and just dropped it for free. Even then, still nobody gave a shit.
So nobody cares.
I did play this DLC a couple of weeks ago by the time you guys are seeing this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and save my extended thoughts for my review on Borderlands 4. But let's just say, now that we've got them accidentally leaking pearls, the first raid boss dropped after 3 months, with that also being a complete flop. Pearlescents were one of the big things that they promoted and teased during pre-release, but here we are like 4 months later and they're still not in the game. And on top of all of it, the one raid boss, like I alluded to earlier, is an absolute joke. It's a disaster. Nobody wanted to fucking fight it. I mean, it's boring content. You would think that this next part that I'm gonna say is a lie, but the player count was actually lower the day that the raid boss released compared to the previous weekend.
What the fuck?
We were also baited with the idea of legendaries being rare again.
In Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special.
And yeah, no. They're exactly how they were in Wonderlands and Borderlands 3. They're fucking all over the place. At least they were until they started fucking around with the drop rates, and now you barely see them. That was until at least a few days ago when they decided to times the drop rates by 5 or something stupid. They can't figure anything out, dude. They can't even figure out the drop rates. They have one raid boss in the game that nobody gives a fuck about. There's no point in making a build in Borderlands 4 because you can literally donkey stomp the game with any item, any piece of gear in the game, which on paper, yeah, it sounds like a good thing, right? But there's no difficulty. I mean, you can literally stand still in a group of enemies and you won't die. You can just stand there. I've done it. I've literally done it. There's no fun loot chase because shit just drops far too often, and don't even get me started on the stupid ass shinies. Everything about this game has just been a damn mess. From them not being able to make their money back.
Boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
The story or campaign, whatever you want to call it, just being absolutely forgettable.
Roll on or stick?
I think she should buy both.
Or the game having zero difficulty.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It has just completely failed and shit the bed in every possible way that you could ever imagine a Borderlands game could. While I'm working on a full-length review for Borderlands 4, it has just been way too long, and I wanted to get the season started with something. And to say Borderlands 4 flopping didn't hurt my motivation to come back would just be a lie. Because, as I said many of times in the last 2 years, I just wanted this to be a great game. More than anything, I wanted to come on here and be able to tell you that I was wrong. But just because I wanted something to be great or I wanted to be wrong, doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and lie to you and say that it is a great game. Or that, no, I was wrong and that it is great. Because I'm not gonna bullshit to you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that a game is good, that it's not good. The only people that are saying this game is good, and you may think this is a lie as well, but honestly, I really don't care what people think about me anymore. So I'm just gonna say whatever the fuck comes to my mind. They paid off more creators than they ever have before with Borderlands 4. And most of the people who are hailing the game as a 9 out of 10, or they think it's great or even good. If you're not just a normal fan out there, if you are a content creator, I'd pretty much bet my life you're not saying that for free.
Can I get some W's for the sponsor stream segment?
I'm late. No, I'm here. I didn't look at the time. Hi. Hello.
This is a sponsored segment, okay? It's a sponsored segment, and I love doing these sponsored segments because...
Okay, money! Children!
I was flown out by 2K. They paid for my hotel and my travel to come and play Borderlands 4. This video is sponsored by them.
While there might be a couple of stragglers, I'm not joking when I say they literally paid off everybody. When it comes to people in the Borderlands community specifically, I mean people who make Borderlands only videos. Unfortunately, most of them have sold their opinions, their dignity, and most of their pride right down to Gearbox Software all for a sweet, sweet McDonald's-sized paycheck. And I get it, that's going to affect how they think about the game. Some of them literally went on flights to play the game early, and this is nothing new. In the modern gaming industry, this happens. They pay creators to go out and promote the game so that more people online inevitably get into it because they trust the word of the creators that they listen to.
It goes on and on and on, and it goes on and on.
And I'm just going to leave it at this. No matter who it is or what they're saying about Borderlands 4, always just sit there and break it down for yourself. Think about what they just said at least twice. And if in any way at all you think that what they are saying is coming across as fake, phony, or they have another agenda, if you want to call it that agenda being to get you to buy this game, convince you that it's good. If you feel that in any way at all when you're watching a YouTube video, you're probably right. For me, I beat the game, I maxed out Vex, and I also have zero urge to ever replay the game. I'll show how many hours I have on screen right now, and yeah, there's some things that I like about the game, like the guns, some of the skills, and the new movement tech is pretty nice, but I still feel like I wasted $70 on something that I will never play again. When Borderlands is a franchise that's all about replay value and bang for your buck, still to this day, you can grab the first few games on a Steam sale for a couple of dollars with all of the DLCs, and I'd still say those are some of the best gaming purchases that you could ever make, even to this day in damn near 2026. When it comes to this new one though, sadly it just blends in with the crowd of slop that's coming out today, and honestly, everyone who's made it this far into the video who did have the unfortunate experience of buying Borderlands 4, what did or what do you think about the game? And please don't shit on anyone down below for enjoying a mediocre game. We all have different opinions and standards, and some just happen to have low expectations for video games, and you can't really blame them because a lot of people just play the modern slop that's coming out and don't care to go back and actually enjoy the classics. As said, this isn't my review of the game, but rather a look at the disaster of a release that Borderlands 4 was, while also clearing up some of that terms of service bullshit. The start of this video was just a taste of some of the fun that I had leading up to it, and whether it be doing ranking videos, farming Cobras in hopes that I'll get 2-in-1 run, and trying to keep the hope alive for Borderlands 4 despite all of the red flags. Because as it got closer and as I covered more, the less and less that I started to care about the game. As the more we learned, it just became more apparent to me than ever that Borderlands 4 was always going to flop. From the head writer of the franchise, the dude who wrote Borderlands 4 and a couple of the other past games, literally calling us, quote, bigots, and we also had them banning people from the Borderlands 4 community hub before the game was even out. Finding out that a majority of the game was being made on Unreal Engine 4 before being ported to Unreal Engine 5 late in development. You also have them releasing cookbooks, comic books, a novel, and literally anything that they can put the damn Borderlands name on. As one of those clips said at the start of the video from one of my past pieces of content, the only thing they care about is money. Unfortunately, that fight, that hunger, that drive, whatever fancy word you want to use, it's gone. And unfortunately, it left the building a long time ago. Because if it didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here 3 months after launch without a real DLC in the game. Now as I sit here, I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off that my favorite franchise is just meandering in a grave waiting to be buried. I'm not joking when I tell you these motherfuckers are just literally guessing by the day. They're whipping shit up and slopping it out. I'm talking the DLC content, the updates, the extra shit like the merchandise and all these stupid ass books. It's as if some idiot is just sitting around the table drinking this Borderlands fucking coffee mix, and they look up at fucking Randy Pitchford and they're like, hey, you know what would be great? Well, what's that, Gearbox Employee 83? Well, Butterfingers sent us an email offering their new salted caramel Butterfingers if we do a collab with Borderlands 4. Well, that's a great idea. Great. Go ahead and get them on the line right away. Is that what's going on up at Gearbox that leaves us with these pictures of goofballs double-fisting Butterfingers like they're penises? I'll touch more on those goons another day, but goddamn, man, it really has been way too long. And I promise to anyone that's been waiting, I'm gonna make it up to you, as there's plenty of Borderlands videos to be made, and apparently no one has the balls to make them, except me. I don't count promotional videos as real content, and most other videos on Borderlands these days are, no offense, but they're low effort, rehashed, or just straight up trash. There's a handful of great Borderlands creators out there, and they're like diamonds in the rough to try and find them, and those of you that do know them, you know them, and for those of you that are them, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And I miss you motherfuckers as well. I've already started getting into contact with a lot of you guys again. And yeah, I've missed this. I really have. And I'm going to try my best to hopefully fill your feed with some actual new topics on this franchise. Some real topics on this franchise. And all of the behind the scenes dirt that everyone else just wants to hide for whatever reason. I know this video is a little bit all over the place, but just know that I'm not just back for revenge or anything like that. No. It's much more than that, actually. I'm here for justice, for all of the fans who have had to watch a great franchise get shit on for the last decade. And while I may not be able to necessarily save it, I can damn sure try and kill it and rebuild it. I love this damn series, man, and it sucks that these are the discussions that we're having. Just trust me on this. There won't be another long break again, and I've got a lot to get off my chest, with this here today only being the beginning. And when it comes to my position as a fan of Borderlands, I just love this shit too much to just sit back and accept slop just because it has the Borderlands name on it. It means too much to me, and to be completely honest, maybe I care too much about this shit, but to me, that's better than not giving a damn at all. And even though to most, I'm just another guy talking my shit, that's just not how I see it. I'm a guy who loves this shit enough to say the facts when it matters, not when it's too late. I just so happen to have a microphone and a couple of thousand people who care. So thank you all for listening and being patient with me, and if you at all enjoyed what you saw today, please consider liking this video and subscribing if you guys are new. Channel members, I fucking love you guys, and I promise I'm going to give you guys your money's worth very soon. We're going to be doing some polls for members only. You guys are going to get to pick your own videos and shit, so look forward to that. Become a member today if you guys want to pick some upcoming content, some video ideas, and which ones are going to come first. But as for me, I'm out of loss on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, no, seriously. My girlfriend paid $70 for this game.
Right?